How is it going, everyone? Got some PlayStation updates to take you guys through. This story's been getting a little bit of traction and certainly something I would like to cover as I've been talking more about game preservation, the online ecosystem being more connected to the PlayStation ecosystem and them controlling you a little bit more. And that's not just PlayStation, that's a lot of these online platforms. But as far as the PlayStation 5 is concerned, it looks like disk drive internet connection requirements are being removed with the new PlayStation 5 model. We'll talk about that. The PlayStation 5 has also gotten a new system software update, and it is rolling out in a phase release. We'll talk that. And how about a new open world RPG coming from Passia Games? Looks pretty good. It's called The Godslayer. It was originally announced as a PlayStation China Hero project. It's been re-revealed, and we've got some details on the game. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But as noted by Modificator Casper, sorry if I butchered the pronunciation of their X handle, but they noted on X, and this has been getting some coverage, PlayStation 5 Slim news confirmed the latest PS5 Slim model with the disk drive CFI 2116 does not require an internet connection for Blu-ray drive pairing. This is the model currently available in stores. The disk drive is factory paired with the console. Fantastic news for future exploits and those planning system modifications. The factory firmware on this unit is 11.40. This is something I just like to see being alleviated. Also for the factor of for future modding and things of that nature, but also an internet connection requirement for a disk drive. I get it. For a lot of people, it is fairly innocuous. I know for some people, they just look at a lot of this, oh, connecting to the internet, downloading content online so you could play a game on disc. I just like us to be removed from needing absolute connection to Sony and that online ecosystem at every turn. I get it, to play online games, you're already juicing us for PlayStation Plus and you want us more and more within that ecosystem. However, in the case of a disk drive, alright, let's relax there a little bit, buddy. We can relax a little bit, we can chill out a little bit, and we could let the thing just work as is and not require a connection to the internet. It's for preservation, obviously, but also imagine the next PlayStation console and the consoles after that. There's a real possibility that the PlayStation 6 won't have a console that has a disk drive right out the gate. I could very well see them do something where the disk drive across the board is a optional expansion. I very well see the digital-only consoles being a thing that they continually do, but if the disk drive becomes a mandatory accessory that you have to buy, but also it's linked to some sort of internet connection you need, nobody's gonna be a fan of that, and these consoles need to be able to work without an internet connection right out the gate. And I say need, I mean they don't need to do anything. They're gonna make money hand over fist regardless, and without any competition, they are continually going to be able to do whatever they want to do. Really, that is going to be the case. PlayStation can do whatever they want to do at this stage of the game, and obviously within some sort of reason, but they're going to make money hand over fist regardless, and I think that's one of the worst positions to be at. But at the very least, this is something that is somewhat consumer friendly, and I say somewhat consumer friendly because, let's be honest, this shouldn't have been implemented in the first place. It's like when we talk about, you know, paid games, $70 games not having microtransactions, and games announcing, oh, we're not going to have any microtransactions in our games. I mean, well, you know, we could celebrate that, but at the same time, you know, should that have been the case from the get-go? Again, this is another element. Shouldn't this have been the case from the get-go? But we'll take a W when we can get, and them course correcting, I still think to an extent should be celebrated. All right, moving on from that, there is a PlayStation 5 system software that is rolling out. It's a very minor update. They note we've improved the messages and usability on some screens. We've improved system software performance and stability. Look, I'm not gonna break that down any further. You guys get the deal. This is a typical standard PlayStation software update, but hopefully it does improve some system stability. You know what I'm saying? All right, lastly, you want to highlight this brand new open world action RPG set in an Eastern-inspired steampunk metropolis. We've got the Godslayer. I'm not gonna say that this game so far looks absolutely, you know, jaw-dropping incredible. However, I gotta say from a setting standpoint, I think the game looks great. It's coming from Passia Games, who at this point have not done a ton of big budget games. What they have done is My Time at Sandrock, My Time at Portia, they put out Planet Explorers, they put out a lot of smaller games, although My Time at Portia and My Time at Sandrock were both really well received. And now we have the Godslayer. Enter an Eastern-inspired steampunk metropolis where gods known as Celestials reign with a divine fist. In this open-world RPG, you are an Elementor who refuses to bow. Infused with elemental powers and a heart of vengeance, you will dethrone them all. You will rise to be the Godslayer. A long time ago, Celestials created the world and all of its inhabitants. They designed the creatures to cultivate an energy known as Ki throughout their lifetimes. Upon death, this enriched Ki would be passed to the Celestial realm, empowering them and granting them eternal life. You are the Elementor. You play as Chang, whose family was brutally slain by the Celestials during the Godfall. Now you must embark on a quest to save your people and avenge your loved ones. Man, we see the family's been slaughtered and you are out for revenge stories so often. I mean, it is a pretty basic and easy starting point for a story. I get it. It gives the main character easy motivation and gives the story narrative direction right off the bat. But I just feel like we've seen that story so many times. But you know what? It works. And I said it before, it's more so about execution. Yeah, the story formula is the story formula, but how do you execute it? And hopefully they do a good job on that. Throughout the game, you'll harness and enhance your elemental powers, acquire new skills from ancient scrolls and elemental masters, and refine the flow of Ki within you. With dedication, you will gain the power to challenge even the mightiest Celestials. In this world, elemental powers interact dynamically. Fire consumes wood, water extinguishes fire, steam rises from boiling water, and earth can obstruct. Your approach to utilizing these elemental interactions in battle is entirely up to you. Although the Celestials have long been revered as creation gods by the people, their actions during the Godfall left profound scars on society. Like Chang, many individuals suffered at the hands of these deities, yet fear keeps the majority in submission. The game takes mostly in the capital city of the Zhou Kingdom. It is located at the mouth of two mighty rivers emptying into the Eastern Sea. The city is at the height in steam technology with an assortment of airships, steamboats, monorails, and steam vehicles, and a fortunate few in the upper class can now savor the miracle of air-conditioned homes and mechanical washing drums as well. While in the poor neighborhoods, the vast majority still toil in blackened factories or bow beneath the weight of noble privilege. From a setting standpoint, I think it looks great, and the combat looks pretty fun. Another open-world action RPG to have on your radar. We don't have a release date yet. This is one of those games that I could see being in development for quite a while. Now, the game was initially announced all the way back in July of 2023. And it went MIA for a while. It's been progressing quite along again. It was a PlayStation China hero project, but hopefully it'll come out in 2027, 2028, around that range. Now, it was announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, so it'll be interesting to see if it'll make its way to release before the PlayStation 6 comes out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a very notable update for PlayStation going forward, as it looks like they are doing away with the disk drive needing an internet connection. That is a huge W there. PlayStation 5 getting a new software update, and we've got a brand new open world action RPG in an Eastern-inspired steampunk metropolis. That is the Godslayer, another game to have on your radar. I'm thinking we might see the game earliest spring of 2027. That's where I'd be looking at a Godslayer to come out, but maybe it'll be a little bit before then. We shall see. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.